Hey, this is the August 2020 monthly horoscope. And before I get started, just have a very, very, very quick announcement. So, this right now, as we speak, I am posting this July 27th. And on July 29th and 30th, starting 2 days from now, I will be hosting a virtual psychic party. So, you can ask your questions, get your answers, and you can share your readings with family and friends live and online. So for those 2 days, July 29th and 30th, I will be your reader for a virtual psychic reading party. Um, if you've never been to a psychic reading party, it's essentially a psychic will do a series of mini readings for everyone in attendance. And because we're limited by the time-space continuum, there's a limit to how many people can be read during that time. But when people aren't getting a reading, they're kind of hanging around and chatting with each other and having a bit of a soiree or a get-together. So it's kind of fun. But coronavirus, these things are not possible these days. So we're going to be doing it live and online. I'm going to be bringing some of this entertainment to you. So get your wine, get your tea, your coffee, your, hors d'oeuvres and appetizers and snacks and friends and gather around and let's have some fun. Yeah. Okay. Now, the first reading will begin at 2:45 p.m. exactly on July 29th. So whoever is scheduled for that time, you need to be there on time because we've only got a small block or window of time to work with for everybody. So everybody needs to be in their place and on their mark when they're supposed to be. The readings will end at 6:45 p.m. the same date. Now, this is all Eastern Daylight Time. If you're not sure what that is, convert your time to New York time, and that's the time I'm operating on, New York City time. Now, during the reading, you will be the star of the show, and um, the reading is going to be done publicly, live, and online right here on YouTube. So this will also give you an opportunity to have a copy of this video that you can send to your friends and family if you want to share your reading with them with a link, and you can figure out what the time step is and let them know when your reading comes up. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I am direct and to the point and no nonsense. So what this means when it comes to readings as opposed to making monthly videos, is that I don't pull any punches and the answer you get will come through fast and very clear. I don't do con artist cold reading, fishing for information or making things fit or like waiting to kind of hear what you might want to hear. And I also don't pull any punches. You're paying me for an answer, not for entertainment. So I get no benefit by keeping you on the hook longer than I have to. So the readings we're allowing about 10 to 15 minutes per reading, but it could be less time than that. It won't be any longer than that because, again, this is about you getting your answer, not about paying for entertainment by the minute. Now, the other thing I will say is that if you would like more information about joining the psychic reading party and being a participant, there will be a link in the description box below. So make sure you go to that, and then it'll take you to another video that'll go in detail about what is going to be required for this and how we're selecting the participants and how we're going to make this work. So that's it, my big announcement for August. Okay, now on to the horoscopes. Okay, so woo, boy, man alive. I'm going to tell you, I struggled. I really struggled with writing this month's horoscope. I mean, I write down to the last minute. And then in a fit of, spirit-given inspiration, spirit worked with me on this one. We got the report up. So the first thing I want to tell you is that the video is going to be a bit of a departure from the written horoscope. The written horoscope is a big meta view about what's going on and why we're going through this and how best to navigate this. And, of course, the hot spots through the month. So you can go to the blog post. I'll put the link below. And you can read it there. 2 pages. It's 2 pages of information. Or I will have the audio version in my podcast over on Anchor FM. And that link will be below as well. So for here, this is going to kind of cover some of the loose ends that really didn't have space in the 2 pages of blog posting I did. Okay, so the most important thing to understand right now is that know that as we go through this month, it's literally not about you, Lucy. It's not about you. It's about all of us. So we've got big, major, meta community themes happening, and it's very much about all of us and how this is going to shape and change the future for everybody. Now, I know there's a whole lot of people out there that can't think past themselves, and their personal inconveniences and discomforts in life, but they're not watching my channel because they're not like you. All right, so for those of you here, you just have to know and be reminded and keep the faith that this is very much about a much, much bigger picture. And not everybody's going to get it, but the light bringers and the light bearers are always like the few and the spread out and the far between, because it's our job to light the way, and eventually people will come along or they won't get left behind. But for those who need someplace to go and need to know how to navigate to get there, I need that model for them. That's our job. Okay, so don't worry about who's not coming along and who's not buying in. Be there for the people who matter, and be there for the people who want to hear what you have to say. So there's that. Now, on a personal level, let's bring this all back down to earth, right? On a personal level, the sun is traveling through Leo this month. Okay, now this particular month, the sun and Leo will be making quincunx, or what's also called an inconjunct, to all those Capricorn planets. Now, this particular inconjunct or quincunx to Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, in Capricorn presents some interesting challenges. The first and the biggest for everybody, every single one of us, at different levels of intensity, will be feelings of being worthy of love, being worthy of respect, being worthy of acceptance, being worthy of support, and also confidence issues. Do I really believe in myself, or am I just fronting this because I'm hoping that if I pretend long enough, I'll make it real? So, and remember, confidence comes from a place of feeling loved and supported, because no matter how badly you fail at something, you're still going to have a soft place to land where people will have your back. A lot of people, unfortunately, are not necessarily operating with such a generous, soft landing to work with. So these things tend to be much more amplified for them. But for everybody across the board, even the most confident and loved among us, this month is definitely going to hammer or break open that box of insecurities about, am I all I can be? Am I worthy? Do I merit love and appreciation? Am I loved or appreciated? Okay. And remember, the most important thing is that these are things that you have to give to yourself, because even if other people are giving them to you, these feelings and this love and support and all these wonderful things that we need, they're not always going to be there. At some point, they're going to have to leave your life. So no matter what you have or don't have to work with, you at some point have to build a relationship with yourself where you can self-fortify to fill in those drained pools of support and love for yourself by yourself. Okay. And I don't mean this egomaniacal vanity. It's like, I am the greatest. Not like that at all. It's literally that part that says, no matter how badly I feel, I'm doing the best that I can, and doing the best that I can and trying to do better is always the thing that makes me worthy, right? Okay, so there's that. Now, the thing also too this month is Jupiter and Pluto are together in Capricorn, the miracle makers. And with the sun quincunxing that, there are some prices that need to be paid. There are some sacrifices that need to be made. It's so hot, right? In order for us to get what I want, and also some adjustments in what we think we want versus what we actually need. So this is a really good time to do some self-reflection and ask yourself, if you're not getting what you need right now, or worse, getting the exact opposite of what you need, to ask yourself, what is it that you think you really need, and what can you get from these situations that's even more valuable, that you cannot get from any other experience? Okay. So this month, our fears and insecurities are going to be blown wide open. But this is a great time, because if there were ever a time for you to be very clear about where the cracks and fissures are in your psyche and your emotional and or mental health, this is the time, because that sun in Leo is going to shine a light brightly into all the cracks in the building, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all the cracks in the building of your proverbial house, and show you where the places are that risk being even more damaged if we don't fortify them now. So there's that. This is not going to be an easy month. I'm not even going to lie to you. Some people are going to get through it, easier than others. Obviously, if you have plenty of money, you're not going to be feeling it nearly as acutely as people who are closer to the edge. Because when you're um, close to the edge financially and you don't have a lot of financial buffer, even the smallest thing can be a catastrophic event that totally sends you reeling right back into financial hardship, even deeper. Right? It's no fun walking. If you've never had this experience, being poor is a lot like walking on a high wire in a circus act. Those guys, not the high wire with the bars overhead, right? So you're walking on a high wire while, juggling spinning plates, right? And trying not to fall off and drop the plates. That's a lot. That type of constant day-to-day stress and tension is what being poor feels like. So at one little thing, one little shift in the wind could send you toppling over, right? Could have you dropping the plates, or falling off entirely. So it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And one of the amazing things that's happening right now is for people who have never been in this dire position ever. They've just been very lucky and had very comfortable lives, are also learning empathy because now they're feeling it too. Now they get firsthand experience of what it feels like to be in that precarious position from day to day to day to day. So use this experience wisely, learn those lessons and take them home, because empathy will get you a lot farther than an extra couple of coins in your pocket. Ask anybody who's ever been rich that's had no empathy or sympathy for other people. Okay, so the other thing that's notable about this month is Mercury is moving fast. Ooh, Mercury is moving fast, 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 fast. It will travel through 3 signs before the month is over. So as we speak right now, Mercury is in Cancer. And before this is over, Mercury will be in Virgo. So Mercury is going to zip through the sign Leo, bang, 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 like a mouse running across the floor. And what this should suggest to us is that we're going to have an awful lot of fast-moving communications and decisions, and possibly even some snap decisions that may change again 2 or 3 times before the month has reached its conclusion at the end. So, be aware that this is different than we were talking about last month, having a plan B, plan C, plan E, plan J, L, Z. This is very much about being flexible with your plans and understanding that things could change on a dime, and change again before it's over. So try not to marry anything, figuratively speaking, marry. Try to make a major life commitment to any decisions or plans at this time. Just travel lightly, play easy, because it's a fast, fast, fast moving month. Now, Venus, as we start the month, is in the very hoo-hoo, colorful, and feisty late degrees of Gemini. Woo! Oh my gosh. So there's a whole lot of continuation from July that's going on where the common man is concerned, because Gemini is the common man. In the late degrees of Gemini, it is bringing all kinds of fireworks and the pushback and I hate to say it, but fighting, right? And the resistance as we go through it. And this is how we're starting the month off. Now, we do start the month off also while Venus is in those late degrees of Gemini, those feisty degrees of Gemini. We are also dealing with a particularly gnarly full moon. So someday we're going to have a really good full moon. It's just not right now this summer. But we knew the whole summer was going to be difficult. The whole year has been difficult. All right. So the full moon, this particular full moon is going to, and here's the troublesome part. It is going to oppose that Saturn that has gone retrograde and come back to Capricorn. No, it's not. I'm so sorry. No. No, the sun on the 3rd will be squaring Uranus because it's a full moon in Aquarius. And it'll be, stress is getting me too. It will be squaring Uranus. So the full moon will be squaring its dispositor, Uranus. Now, and it's an Aquarius, right? So here's the thing. Read the blog posters. We talk about that. But if you're a protester, or if you know somebody who's involved in a protest, yay first. Yay. The second is understand that this particular full moon is just nasty. So here's the thing. there is power in large groups. So as protesters, as large groups, large groups of classic Aquarian idealistic, you know, groups, because Saturn rules Capricorn and Aquarius, and the difference between Capricorn and Aquarius is the difference between the stormtroopers and the rebellion. So think Star Wars, right? Capricorn is the stormtroopers. They're very rigid, they're regimented, they follow the rules, everybody knows what has to be done, and they're assigned specific things and duties, and that's it, and you just do what you're supposed to do because you have an obligation, son. And then there's the rebellion, which is composed of all sorts of ragtag, random, otherwise not connected to each other life forms, who are all joined together by a common idealistic cause. That's Aquarius. So with this full moon in Aquarius squaring its dispositor, Uranus, there is power in numbers for people who are joined together by a greater common good that is bringing together people who would otherwise not be in association with each other. So the rebellion. But also it puts them at a disadvantage. And that's the thing I want you guys to understand. You will be at a disadvantage on this full moon. So please plan and prepare for assault and attack. And not by responding with more violence or hostility, but plan better. Understand that you're at a disadvantage. You are at a disadvantage because you're so powerful. You are the target. So consider that and plan and strategize accordingly so that you can get through this as safely as possible, but also use this to your advantage. All right. I'm not enjoying this full moon. It's very unpredictable. And again, there's a lot about that in the blog. Okay. Now, on a personal note, what this also means is that there could be major stress-induced rifts and breaks in our personal relationships. Please be gentle with each other and yourselves. More than anything else at this time, lots of extra space is needed, which is even more difficult because we can't get out of the damn house. Well, unless you want to invite coronavirus back in when you come back home, right? So giving yourself some extra space and room, getting out of the heat of the heart and into the cool, level waters of the mind as you discuss things. Try to be as rational and hyper objective as possible when going through some, gnarly issues, and recognize when you are not in a good place. So try to avoid you statements, you made me, and you do this, and you do that, and you are this, and be much more aware of how you're using words. So it's not you made me, it is I feel like this when you do that. Because really it's about you and how you feel. That's how you're responding, from your feelings, not from the other person. It's not you are, like you are a jerk, because when you say you are something, you're making this an absolute statement that this is part of their natural character all the time. And honestly, if that's the case, like, what does this say about you that you're involved with them and you know that that's who they are? So it's not you are blank, blank, blank. It is you are being blank, blank, blank. Because when you're being something, it means that it's temporary, it's transient, might be circumstance. But in either event, it is possible for you to stop doing that and stop behaving like that, because that's not who you are. That's just how you're behaving. So these are the kinds of ways we need to adapt and navigate our relationships around this full moon, because it's very easy for things to get out of hand, especially when everyone's under such incredible pressure and tension. Now, the upside, of course, is that breakthroughs, innovations, and crisis of consciousness that leads to progress are possible at this time. For those of you who have reached some kind of impasse in your life, this may be an opportunity to actually become liberated from the things that anchor you and weigh you down. So be prepared to look at things in a couple different ways to kind of figure out how this is going to work for you. Venus will move into Cancer about the second-ish week, third week of August. And as it does that, we're heading into a particularly unpleasant slip and slide of hell through the month. So as we go through those really unpleasant times, which will be August 11th, it will begin August 11th and carry on down through the 30th, literally through the end of the month. But the hot spots, the hot pocket of dates will be the 11th through the 16th. And at this time, Venus will be in Cancer. So the thing that I would say is in terms of keeping the peace at home and keeping your sanity and trying to keep something intact that will help sustain you emotionally and otherwise. Always go to your Venus. And Venus in Cancer, food, home, hearth, nurturing, love, hugs, coming from a loving, feeling, maternal place, right? These are the things that are going to help. So when in doubt, feed people. When in doubt, feed people, but do it with love. And that should help. And also staying close to home, staying close to people that you feel safe with will also help offset a lot of the stuff that we're going to get with that week, August 11th through 16th, that week. As we get close to the end of the month, right around the 18th, we should get a break. So something promising should be occurring, some kind of break or reprieve or something. We should snap and open up some good stuff around the 18th. So cross your fingers and hang in for that. After we get past the 18th, we still have a few more days of like ickiness to get through, but we'll get through it. And that's it. In terms of love and romance, there's a lot of activity this month, a lot of urge to merge sort of activity. Venus will be in Cancer, Mars will be in Aries, which will make people hypersexual. And I know there are people out there going, but that's a good thing. And there are other people going, oh no, that's not a good thing. And I would say in this particular case, it's not necessarily, oh God, see, I'm so stressed out. I am over 40 and I'm getting a pimple. Good God. Who said menopause wasn't the second adolescence? It's like puberty all over again. Anyway. So with Venus in Cancer and Mars in Aries, typically this would be a very hot, spicy, romantic, sexy time. Unfortunately, with all of the other aspects going on this month, because remember, Leo quincunxing that Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, people are not coming from a real healthy place. This is a lot of needy, I'm not deserving, am I worthy, like kind of insecurities and fears like floating to the surface. So that in combination with a hypersexualized energy can make intimacy or the pursuit of intimacy more like a game of combat, mortal combat, than actual, love connections. So I would be careful who I get involved with this month if I'm going to do that. I mean, I realize a lot of you out there are young, so this is the time when you're supposed to be looking for a partner. And given what we see, well, around, you guys are growing up with a whole different perception of what love and sex should look like. So, but for those of you who are into more, I'm going to put this as delicately as possible, so bear with me. And if you don't understand, it's okay. You're not meant to understand. But for those of you who get it, I need you to pay attention. So for those of you who are of the more adventurous, intense, edgy, boundary pushing inclinations when it comes to intimacy, you know who you are and you know what I'm talking about. This is not the month. This is not the damn month, because I swear to God, what you think is going to be a fun play date is going to be you locked up in someone's basement for the next 6 months on a dog chain being starved to death, or something equally bizarre, weird, dangerous, and unpleasant. Or you're literally going to have a bunny boiling stalker that will not leave you alone and will probably like move into a tent on top of your house or something. Anyway, this is a particularly predatory month for those types of predators. Do not dismiss the magnitude of potential bad behavior out there, because it will be huge, and specifically and especially when it comes to intimate relations with people of more unconventional tastes, because you will be, as far as they're concerned, an easy mark. And you have a whole lot of people entering the playing field that are only doing it because they're looking for somebody to hurt more now than ever before. So please, for the love of God, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful out there and take nothing for granted. This month is the exception to a lot of rules, and this is not the month to play by the old casual rules. You've got to be very, very serious and very careful about who you're dealing with, especially if there's risk involved. All right. Okay. So that's it. We're not going to make this super long. This is going to be the end of that. So this is the August 2020 brief overview. Much more information is located on the blog, link below. The audio version of the blog will also be on the podcast, link below. And again, if you're interested in participating in our virtual online psychic reading party, click the link also listed below, and it will give you a description of what is involved and how to get that rolling. And remember, that will be July 29th and 30th. Oh, almost forgot. Nope, we'll do that in the other video. Also, for those of you who are interested in, I'll do it now. For those of you who are interested in psychic development, I will also be doing limited engagement, which means a small seating, small number of people, very small. Virtual, online via Zoom or some other multi-person webcam platform, hypnotic trance inductions, and trance work to help you get past those hurdles when it comes to opening your third eye. So if you're really down for working on developing your ability to tune in and turn on and get information when you need it more clearly, this may be something you'll be interested in as well. All right. Talk to you guys later and see you in September.